Dear students, welcome to 11th class Biobotany. So we were studying about bacteria, gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria in the last class. Today we are going to study about life processes in bacteria. That means nutrition, reproduction and respiration. Okay, so respiration. There are two types of respiration found or present in bacteria. There are two types of respiration present in bacteria, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So what it means by aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, and what are the examples of bacteria which perform aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So first of all, aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, that word indicate oxygen is needed. So aerobic respiration, oxygen needed. Oxygen act as a terminal acceptor. So you know this oxygen which is used for making, which is used for breaking the glucose to release energy. Okay, so that procedure, in that procedure oxygen is very important and oxygen act as terminal acceptor. We will study about mitochondria. At that time you will understand about this. So aerobic respiration, in simply, oxygen is needed. Okay, so respiration with the help of oxygen, that is called aerobic respiration. So energy is produced by aerobic respiration. Example, Streptococcus bacteria. So they perform aerobic respiration. But under aerobic respiration, some bacteria, they must have oxygen for their survival. That type of bacteria are called obligate aerobes. Okay, obligate aerobes. Obligate aerobes, which means these bacteria, they must need oxygen for their survival. Okay, for example, some micrococcus bacteria, they need oxygen. Then anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic means oxygen is not required. Okay, that kind of respiration is called anaerobic respiration, and which present in Clostridium. So in anaerobic respiration, how they get energy? They get energy, these bacteria, they get energy by fermentation. Okay, so by fermentation they obtain energy. They do not need oxygen for their growth and metabolism. Those bacteria, they perform anaerobic respiration. An example, Clostridium. Next one, facultative anaerobes. Facultative anaerobes, which means simply these bacteria, they use oxygen and also fermentation for producing energy. Those bacteria are called facultative anaerobes. So facultative anaerobes bacteria, they use oxygen as a terminal acceptor for producing energy and also use fermentation for producing energy. Okay, for example, Escherichia coli or E. coli and Salmonella, these bacteria are they are facultative anaerobes. In the case of E. coli, when they are in the abdominal abscesses infection site, okay, they take up the all oxygen in that infection site in the abdominal abscesses, and they create anaerobic environment in that infection site, and they change into anaerobic metabolism. So first E. coli, they take the all oxygen in the infection site in the abdominal abscesses, then create an anaerobic environment, and which lead to growth of anaerobic bacteria, and which will increase the infection. Okay, so E. coli is an example for facultative anaerobe. Then another type of bacteria, they are called capnophilic bacteria. So what is capnophilic bacteria? Capnophilic bacteria, they use carbon dioxide. Bacteria require carbon dioxide for their growth. They are called capnophilic bacteria. Example, Campylobacter. Okay, Campylobacter bacteria, they are capnophilic bacteria. On the basis of mode of nutrition, bacteria is divided into two types: autotrophic bacteria and heterotrophic bacteria. Autotrophic bacteria, which means bacteria, they synthesize their own food, and heterotrophic bacteria, they depend other organisms for food. Okay, Then autotrophic bacteria again divided into two types, photoautotrophic bacteria and chemoautotrophic bacteria. And this photoautotrophic bacteria again divided into photolithotrophic bacteria and photoorganotrophic bacteria or photoorganotrophs. And this photolithotrophic bacteria divided into green sulfur bacteria and purple sulfur bacteria. Then chemoautotrophic bacteria, which is divided into chemolithotrophic bacteria and chemoorganotrophic bacteria. Okay, so this is the different types of bacteria based on their nutrition. So let's study in very detail. Autotrophic bacteria, which is divided into photoautotrophic bacteria and chemoautotrophic bacteria. So first of all, photoautotrophic bacteria. So what it means? Photo means sunlight. Okay. So these bacteria, they use sunlight as their source of energy to synthesize food. So they are called photoautotrophic bacteria. You know, plants they perform photosynthesis, and by photosynthesis they make food or glucose. Okay, so these bacteria also use sunlight to make food, so they are called photoautotrophic bacteria. And photoautotrophic bacteria, they are divided into again into two types, photolithotrophs and photoorganotrophs. Okay, so first of all, photolithotrophs. Photolithotrophs, these are the photoautotrophic bacteria. Here in this bacteria, the hydrogen donor is a inorganic substance. Okay, so what is hydrogen donor? You know, for photosynthesis equation, we need carbon dioxide and sunlight and also water. Okay, so in this water in plants, water H2O is the hydrogen donor. Okay, but in case of photolithotrophs, for making food, the hydrogen donor is an inorganic substance. Okay, so these photolithotrophs bacteria, they are two types, green sulfur bacteria and purple sulfur bacteria. In green sulfur bacteria, the hydrogen donor is an inorganic substance, that is H2S. H2S. Okay, so green sulfur bacteria, the hydrogen donor is H2S, and the pigment present in this bacteria is called bacterioverdin. Okay, so bacterioverdin is a pigment. An example for this green sulfur bacteria, chlorobium. Then another photolithotrophic bacteria, that is purple sulfur bacteria. Here the hydrogen donor is thiosulfate. Okay, and the bacteria chlorophyll present in this purple sulfur bacteria, and these chlorophylls are present in chlorosomes. Okay, we in plants they have chloroplast. Inside this chloroplast, chlorophyll present. Same like in purple sulfur bacteria, the pigment bacteria chlorophyll. This chlorophyll present in chlorosomes. Okay, example for bacteria, purple sulfur bacteria, Chromatium. Chromatium is example for purple sulfur bacteria. Chromatium. Okay, so these are about photolithotrophic bacteria. There are two types, green sulfur bacteria, example chlorobium, and purple sulfur bacteria, example Chromatium. Then what is photoorganotrophic bacteria? Next bacteria under photoautotrophic bacteria, that is photoorganotrophs. Photoorganotrophs. So these bacteria, in these bacteria, the hydrogen donor, which is organic acid or maybe alcohol. Okay, so the hydrogen donor in photoorganotrophs, which is organic acid or alcohol. Example for these types of bacteria, purple non-sulfur bacteria, that is Rhodospirilla. Rhodospirilla. So that is photoorganotrophs. So they in photoorganotrophs, the hydrogen donor is organic acid or maybe alcohol. Then autotrophic bacteria again divided into chemoautotrophic bacteria. So what is chemoautotrophic bacteria? This bacteria, they do not have photosynthetic pigments. So if photosynthetic pigments which helps in absorption of sunlight, if they do not have photosynthetic pigment, they are not using sunlight for making food. Okay, so here in this photoautotrophic bacteria, no photosynthetic pigment, so no use of sunlight. Instead, sunlight as an energy source, they use inorganic or organic substances. From organic or inorganic substances, they obtain energy for making food. Okay, so based on this chemoautotrophic bacteria, they divide into two types: chemolithotrophs and chemoorganotrophs. So this name indicates chemo means they obtain energy for making food from inorganic or organic substances. Okay, and now photosynthetic pigment already not present and no use of sunlight. Then chemolithotrophs. Chemolithotrophs, these bacteria, they oxidize inorganic substances to release energy. Okay, they oxidize inorganic substances to release energy. Those bacteria are called chemolithotrophs. And these chemolithotrophs are classified into sulfur bacteria, iron bacteria, hydrogen bacteria, nitrifying bacteria. So sulfur bacteria, example thiobacillus and thiooxidans, and iron bacteria, ferrobacillus and ferrooxidans, and hydrogen bacteria, hydrogenomonas, and nitrifying bacteria, nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. So sulfur bacteria, they use sulfur as an inorganic substance and oxidation of sulfur which lead to release energy. Same here, iron used as iron is oxidized to release energy in iron bacteria, and hydrogen also here, and nitrifying bacteria, they use inorganic substance to release energy. So oxidation of these inorganic substances release energy, and utilizing that energy they produce food. So those bacteria are called chemolithotrophic bacteria, and they are four types: sulfur bacteria, and their examples are very important. Sulfur bacteria example thiobacillus and thiooxidans, and iron bacteria example ferrooxidans and ferrobacillus, and hydrogen bacteria example hydrogenomonas, and nitrifying bacteria nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. The next one, chemoorganotrophs. Next one, chemoorganotrophic bacteria. These bacteria, they oxidize organic compounds. They oxidize organic compounds to release energy, and utilizing that energy they synthesize food. Okay, so those bacteria are called chemoorganotrophic bacteria. And what are those? Methane bacteria, they utilize methane to release energy, example methanococcus. And acetic acid bacteria, they utilize acetic acid to release energy, that is acetobacter. And lactic acid bacteria, example lactobacillus. So these bacteria are under the chemoorganotrophs. Okay, last type or type of nutrition present in bacteria, that is heterotrophic nutrition. So heterotrophic nutrition, which means this bacteria, they depend other organisms for food, so they cannot synthesize food their own. So what are the heterotrophic bacteria? Bacteria may be parasites or saprophytes or symbiotic. Parasites bacteria, example Clostridium and Mycobacterium. Okay, they act as parasites. They form inside the host body and they take the nutrients from host body. So those bacteria are called parasites. And saprophytes, Bacillus mycoides, example saprophytes, which means the organism which take food from dead organisms. Okay, so those bacteria, example saprophytes, they take food particles from dead organisms. So that is Bacillus mycoides. And symbiotic, which means it is like a mutual understanding between plants and bacteria. So that type of association is called symbiotic association. For example, Rhizobium bacteria, which present in root nodules of leguminous plant. If you take leguminous plant, you can see rhizobium bacteria on their root nodule. So this is suppose this is leguminous plant. You can see so many root nodules. Inside these root nodules, rhizobium bacteria form, and this rhizobium bacteria which help in nitrogen fixation. Okay, and this plant they give shelter for rhizobium bacteria. So they are in the mutual understanding. So that is called symbiotic association. So these bacteria they are heterotrophic bacteria. Parasites, Clostridium and Mycobacterium, saprophytes, Bacillus mycoids, symbiotic rhizobium in root nodules of leguminous crops.